ClickSense Enterprise SaaS is a full SaaS deployment option for ClickSense Enterprise. ClickSense Enterprise SaaS solution brings the power of Qlik's third-generation analytics platform to groups, teams, and businesses that want to quickly start working with analytics to make data-driven decisions. You can easily co-develop applications, share insights, and grant groups of users access to create, edit, and interact with content. The cloud infrastructure is hosted and managed by Qlik. ClickSense Enterprise SaaS may be deployed independently or as part of a multi-cloud deployment. Once you register your subscription, you will receive a welcome email that contains a link to log into Qlik and create your ClickSense Enterprise SaaS tenant domain. The person who registers for the subscription is the service account owner and tenant admin. As tenant admin, you have access to the management console, where you configure and manage the ClickSense Enterprise SaaS tenant for your organization. From the management console, you can invite new users by email and activate or deactivate existing ones. You can also assign user roles to give them additional permissions. For example, you can assign a user as tenant admin, which gives them full access to the management console. Or you can assign a user as a developer, which lets them create API keys. The default identity provider for ClickSense Enterprise SaaS is to use the user's Qlik ID. For example, when you invite a user to the tenant by email, they sign in with their Qlik ID. You can also set up other identity providers. There are several types of identity providers from which to choose. Interactive provides options for login of users. Machine to Machine provides options for API access. And Multi-Cloud provides options for entering your local bearer token to create the identity provider configuration. As the tenant admin, you assign licenses to users to give them either professional or analyzer access. Professional access is intended for users who need access to all features in a ClickSense installation. A user with professional access can create, edit, and publish sheets or apps, and make full use of the available features, including administration of a ClickSense site. Analyzer access is intended for users who consume sheets and apps created by others. Users with Analyzer licenses can create bookmarks and stories, print objects, stories, and sheets, and they can export data from an object to Excel. As a tenant administrator, you can create and maintain shared and managed spaces. With a professional license, you can create shared and managed spaces in the hub. Shared spaces are used by a defined group of users to develop apps. Apps inside a shared space are only accessible by the group of users who have access to the space. In a shared space, the actions you can perform with an app are determined by permissions and license type. You can then add new members to your shared space and assign them permissions. Managed spaces can only be created by tenant administrators and are restricted to members of the managed space. No other users can open the apps in the managed space unless they have been given permission. In a managed space, only the space owner and target app consumers can open the apps. Permissions are assigned to members when they are added to a managed space, and the permissions define what each member can access within a managed space. Apps that you develop in a personal or shared space can be published to a managed space. You can move apps between managed spaces or between personal or shared self-managed spaces. Only space owners and target app consumers can open apps in a managed space. Other users can open apps if they have viewing permissions. As a professional license user, you can create and manage apps and other resources directly from the hub. Apps can be created or uploaded directly in the hub, and you can then manage them from the management console. Here you can change the app space, the app owner, and you can delete apps. Apps in the Cloud Hub do not automatically update when their data sources are updated. From the Cloud Hub, you can reload your apps manually, or you can schedule automatic reloads. Automatic reload schedules are listed in the Management Console. As tenant admin, you can view and delete reload schedules from the Management Console. Events lists all system events. You can select events to get information about the type of event and the user who initiated the event. The tenant admin can create generic links to apps and spaces and edit generic links from the Hub or Management Console. You can either create a single link or upload a CSV file containing the generic links. If you have a multi-cloud deployment consisting of QlikView or QlikSense Enterprise on Windows, in combination with SaaS editions of QlikSense, generic links offer an easy way to make on-premise apps available in the cloud. In the Management Console, you can also add and maintain extensions and themes. The tenant admin manages system integration through API keys and web integration, and they establish content security policies. You can use API keys to authenticate users, developers, or other programs. Web integrations lets you create and allow list of domains that can access the tenant. When a web-integrated domain requests a connection with the tenant, for example, an embedded visualization, QlikSense checks the allow list of approved domains. The content security policy helps to detect and mitigate certain types of attacks, including cross-site scripting, or XSS, and data injection attacks. These attacks are used for everything from data theft and site defacement to distribution of malware. Settings is where you can view your tenant information and enable or disable many of the features and functionality of QlikSense Enterprise SaaS. Here you can enable or disable on-demand data, dynamic user assignment, API keys, and email sharing. And that concludes this video. Thanks for watching.